afternoon. Welcome to everyone to Camp Pendleton and our School of Infantry. This is the place we take newly minted Marines and make them lethal, agile, and survivable. Sounds kind of like Devil Pups program. So I want to say thanks to Rich, all the Devil Pups organization, all the support that you provide and what you do, and for giving us an opportunity in the United States Marine Corps to participate with you. Thanks to Captain and all his team that were out here, and all the Marines, met some of them before the parade, for your efforts, a great win-win and a chance to test and challenge your leadership and mentorship. And of course, we're really here to congratulate these great young Americans who came out here and took their personal risk to take on this challenge. Congratulations to all of you. There's a story in the Marine Corps that goes back to the 1920s, and there was a young Marine recruit who went to our world-famous boot camp in Paris Island. And he said, after the first week, I thought I was going to die. After the second week, I prayed I would die. But after the third week, I had become so hard that I knew I was going to live forever because nothing could kill me. So I don't know for you young folks if sometime along the way out here you thought you were going to die, or maybe you prayed you were going to die. But what we hope, the success of this program, is that as you leave hardened and resilient, and with a great foundation to get you where you want to go, to live forever the right way. So that's what this thing is about. We think we know something about resiliency and training young people in the Marine Corps. That's why we support this program and do this with you. And what I tell my Marines, what I teach is we try and get Marines physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared for combat and for life. Physical, mental, and spiritual preparation. And I turn and ask these young folks here what I ask Marines that come work for me, young Marines, and it's interesting they don't know the answer to the question. Back to how hard you are, so I would ask you as you leave today, young people, Devil Pups, how long are you going to live? How long are you going to live? Most of our young people haven't thought about that too much. What I tell them is, if I can get you to about 25 years old or so, you're going to live to 100 or more. These folks are going to shape our country for the next 80 plus years. If we can get them hard and get them ready for those challenges. So I want to remind you when I teach my Marines, think short term and long term. It's not about what you're going to do this weekend. It's not about what money you're going to make or spend tonight. The goal of life is to be healthy, wealthy, and wise to 100 years old, sharing a happy and productive life with the people who love you and doing great and wonderful things along the way. That's your prize. Let me give you two things. I looked through all your literature here in preparation and your program instruction. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Families, you're going to be so inspired by the things your kids have learned and the things they're going to bring back to their daily life with you. You're going to be inspired, and they're going to challenge you about how to live life and how to live it fully and harden to the challenges that are out there. Two of them that I think are particularly important that will weave throughout your course of instruction. The first is habits. Habits. What we mean by habits, and Rich talked about all this physical training, we call it PT, for example. So now you go home and you decide, do you do PT or do you do TV? What do you do every day? A habit for life to 100 years. Do you read? That's right. Read books. Amazing. One of the leading indicators for success in life. Find me the voracious readers in this group, and they are the future senators, CEOs, billionaires, general officers, etc. It's because they read every day. They PT every day. And I also teach Marines, you've got to think about negative habits that are waiting to grab you, waiting to get you. At some point in your life, you've got to make your peace with these things, and the earlier the better. You have to make your peace with alcohol. Do I drink and how? You have to make your peace with driving. How do I do that? You have to make your peace with sexual relations, with pornography, with 1,000 things that are waiting to kill you and take you off the program that you're trying to build to get to your goals of life. There's an old guy, you can read his stuff later, his name was Aristotle. And he said, about habits, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. If you will take the lessons and the foundation that these great Marine NCOs have given you and build your habits, I guarantee you success toward that goal. And the second related part I hinted at is risk management, which you have weaved through your course. There are many, many things waiting to grab you. You have great opportunity and risk as a young person. I knew this a long time ago. I spent my entire adult life, 35 years, working with young folks, mostly young men, 18 to 25 years old, and I knew they had a problem. Now they've proved it. Their brains are not done growing yet. And what we've learned is that front of your brain in this magnificent human body takes a full 25 years plus to develop quality decision making and goal setting. Decision making and goal setting. You have to grow into that brain. So these young people, like all of our young Americans, families, are at great risk until we get them to a level of maturity and confidence that they can make great decisions every day. It's all about the decision making, but it's also opportunity. Right now, if they're listening, I hope you're listening, their brains are growing. And they're in this wonderful synaptogenesis is connecting all of their experiences, all the things these Marines taught them, and forming a brilliant mind in an amazing, talented body with a soul and a spirit that will never quit. And those are people who get to the goal of life. Let's help these young folks mitigate the risk and take advantage of the opportunity. Habits and risk management. One last thought for you, and I'll get off the stage. You can get at your guys here and congratulate them and start enjoying the improvement you see in these young people's habits and capability. We teach in the warfighting business, which is what I do for a living. Warfighting is a team sport. Warfighting is a team sport. Life is a team sport. Looking through your material, there's a lot of good stuff in there, but one, Rich, that I'm going to steal from you is a line that says, lift your friends and others. Lift your friends and others. What an amazing aim point for young people. If I get the chance, I'm going to share it with our Commandant, General Neller, because he is currently on a campaign, and I'm sorry to tell you this, to get Marines to treat each other better, to not harass or haze or denigrate or bully fellow Marines, which we think is just an unpardonable sin. And what the Commandant says when he talks to Marines like these Marines out here, says, you know, it's easy to tear somebody else down. Anybody can point out their weakness, their funny name, their different color, their shit. You can pick anything. That's easy. Don't take the easy way. Why don't you be the guy or gal who lifts your friends and others? And thinking about that this morning, you know, when I was your age, I was a superstar. Academically, athletically, I got my ROTC scholarship to Duke. I became a naval aviator, flew helicopters, and I'm standing for you here 30-something years later, a Marine General Officer. If I could go back today and be 17, I'd do it in a second. And if I could, that's the one thing that I would start with as a do-over. I would like to go back to Eustis High School in Eustis, Florida as a 17-year-old senior and do a better job of lifting my friends and others. Because what I know now that I did not know then is the essence of servant leadership, as I told several of these devil pups that we recognize. This is very important, and I'll close on this. We brought out the winners, the top performers in those various fields that the narrator called out. They're representative of the work of these teams. But if you come to understand servant leadership, and what we're trying to teach these young folks is, as I scream at my subordinate commanders and other Marine leaders, servant leadership means it's not about you. It's not about you. Everything you are doing to get physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared, every tool you're putting in your toolkit, every habit you're developing that you're going to take home and continue to work on, the risk management framework that keeps you alive and keeps you from making mistakes, is not about you. It's about what you can do for others, for your family, for your friends, for your community, and for your country. I've spent all my adult life watering my eyes, watching Marines like these who understand servant leadership. And everything they have done is to prepare them to lead under the most difficult circumstances, even to the point of sacrificing their life for others. That's what this program is about. I'm sure you're super proud of these young people. I am. I leave inspired, like we always do from these, with what we've got coming to lead our country. We'll take any of them in the Marine Corps. That's one path to success. There are many others, and they will, as they work their way to the goal of life, let's keep encouraging them and cheering them on and helping them build the right habits for the right reasons to get where you want to go. Pups, congratulations. Again, we're super proud of you on behalf of all the Marine Corps that supports this program. This is your day. You want to go proud and motivated and keep working on all these great skills you've learned here. Thank you so much.